Hey everybody, welcome to How to Make an Internet Project Perfect so that Mr. Steckel does not get angry and crazy. So let's start off. So the first thing you have to do is go to your Google Classroom, and each of the Google Classrooms will be set up with the project. So let's take a look at the first one. So when you open up your Google Classroom, I happen to be focusing on anatomy, but it will be the same for genetics. You can go to the stream where you will see whatever assignments. It puts the most current one at the top. Or if you go to classwork, you'll then get a little bit more detailed information. So if you take a look at, in this case, the anatomy introduction, you will see two files there. One is a Google Slides and the other is a PDF of the assignment. So first thing you do is you click on the PDF of the assignment and you'll see what you're up against. So in this case, you will see that there are a few bulleted questions, and then there are a few things that are bolded. The bolded things, I try to do it this way to make it obvious, are going to be pictures that you need. All of the other bullets are information that you can get primarily from your notes. And the key, like I mentioned in class, with the pictures is it must be cited properly. So going back to your Google Classroom, back up here, if you are to click on the Intro to Anatomy, the Google Slides, that will open up a brand new Google Slides for each of you. In the event that you are sharing with somebody, or working with somebody, you have to share your project with them, and then you'll both join in. You know how that works. So I started up a sample, and this one here is going to be on LeBron James for no other reason than it was easy to look up information. So I titled it LeBron James. Yours will come automatically titled with whatever project that we're doing. So it'll either be Mendel or Intro to Anatomy. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a slide. And let's say that the very first bullet was get a picture of LeBron James. So I go to New Slide, and you can choose any number of things. So let's say I choose this one. And what I like to do is go to the title. So in there, I'm going to put LeBron James, and you can use any of those backgrounds, which you see on the right. It's completely up to you. So I have a title, which is nice. It's appropriate. Then I go to Google. Now, of course, when you go to Google, you will see a bevy of choices. So I chose this one because it looks pretty cool. And we have a problem. If I choose this picture and I copy it, great. But if you look up at in the search address, it's google.com/search ? That is Google's web address. I don't want that. So I can copy the picture. So I'm going to right click, copy image, or control copy, however you do it. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to paste it right here. Now, it might be huge, it might be small. I don't know how big the picture is going to be. You'll never know. But it's very easy to simply change the size, move it around wherever you want, make it look appropriate. So let's kind of make it about that big. Slide it right under there. Okay, perfect. I like that. That works. Now I have to do my citation. And this is where many of you, if you do anything wrong, you're going to lose your points here. So, number one, first order of business, you're going to go to citethisforme.com, which is going to look like this, and that is the startup screen. So everybody go there, and I like to keep that open in the background. Now I slide back to my LeBron James picture, and I'm going to click on this little blue circle here that says Visit. That is going to be the site where this particular picture came from. So it looks like it's from the Orange County Register, so that's in California. Looks like it's some sort of news or some sort of newspaper or magazine or something. So I simply go like that. I highlight the web address. I am going to copy it, Control-C or copy, whatever works for you. Now I'm going to come back to citethisforme.com. You can choose APA or MLA. You may only have to do this once. That every year they tweak it up a little bit. So let's say I do MLA. It doesn't matter. So once you click on that, we are not using journals, books, or more. But in the future, you may when you go to college. So that's why this is a wonderful site. But let's just do website because that's what we're doing. Then you're going to paste the URL right there. Control-V. And search. And what it's going to do is search the internet. It's going to find the article because it exists. Then you're going to click Cite. Now it's going to go through a series of questions. And then it says we could not find the author, the publishers, the publication date. No worries. We don't need to worry about that. In real life in college, you may, but for us right now, I just want to work with you on this step at least. Click continue. Here, if you wanted to, this is where you could add all of that other information. And once again, when you move on to the next level, you may want to do that. Complete citation. And then you're going to get to this page. Now, what it's going to do for you, which is nice, is it's going to keep a running tally of the things that you have made citations for it's a small amount of time it remembers it, but it's great. So now you're going to simply click on where it says copy bibliography citation. Just click on that, and then it copies it, which is great. It's going to ask you to join premium. You do not have to do that, so just click X. I'm not looking for any money from you. It's free. So now that's done. Come back to my sample, and what I want you to do is I want you to put the citation on the page, but I don't want it to be the mainstay of the page. So this picture looks like it's taking up a little too much room. So let's maybe shrink it down a little bit. Let's move it up over here. And then I'm going to create a text box. And in that text box, I'm going to do the following thing. And I can create the text box anywhere. That's what's nice about Google Slides. And then I can always move it and change its size. So the first thing I'm going to do is put LeBron pick. So I know it's a picture. And the reason why I have to do this is because there may be more than one picture on a slide. Little minus sign, and then I'm going to paste in my citation. You're going to notice right off the bat that they are two different sizes, fonts. That's annoying. I don't like that. So I'm going to bust your chops on that. So first order of business, let's make them all the same size. Let's make them all the same font as well. So it says Arial, that's fine. Let's just double check and make sure. Or Cambria, whatever works. It doesn't matter. And then let's make it all the same size. I like it small, so it's out of the way. 8, 9, 10, whatever. Something small. I'll make it 10 just for argument's sake so you can see it. Now, you're going to tuck this in the bottom of the picture there, bottom of the page. And then the last thing you're going to do, and many people are going to lose 5 points because they're not going to do this last step. And it's one of these things that I just want you to do it whatever this certain way is so that you get used to following instructions. And you're going to simply highlight where I typed in LeBron pick, and I'm going to bold that. So it's sort of kind of like a little definition. Now, it's tucked in, it's nice, it's at the bottom of the screen, everything's great. Let's pretend that the next bullet point was list for me, or list when LeBron started playing professional basketball, his current team, and how many championships he has. That's a lot of material. But I don't want to put that into the title because that's annoying. So what I may do is simply choose my next slide. And in this case, I'm going to have a title with some information. So maybe I'll choose this option. And up here, I may type in LeBron's stats. Simple. I covered everything I need there. Remember, I don't need to retype the question because I already know what the question is because I typed it. So now I know that he started professional basketball in 2003. I know that. I know his current team is the Lakers. And I know that he has won a total of 4 championships. Okay, I know that already. So I have a lot of blank on this page, and I don't like a lot of blank. But I also don't want it to be ridiculous, but I also don't have a lot of information. So I may make this a little bit bigger. I could do that, just to kind of take up a little bit more room. I can also make these a little bit bigger. I could do my spacing a little bit better. I can do a lot of things. So I'd say I bring it up to 24. But once again, there is a lot of wasted space on this particular slide. But in the examples that I showed you in class, you saw that depending on the question, you can fill up the slide with a lot of information. Now I have another option, which I could do. I could put another picture of LeBron James there if I'd like. That will take up the space. But remember, if I put another picture, I need another citation. When you go to the instructions for each project, the amount of pictures, that's the minimum. If you want to add more pictures or you want to add a background or you think that you can add something that would make your project better, by all means go ahead. But the amount of bulleted questions and statements I have, that's the minimum. And once again, you can add anything you want. Once you are all done and you have checked the following information: 1, in your title, all of your words are capitalized so they look professional and nice. In your information, you want to double check. You want to make sure there's no spelling errors, and you want to make sure that in just a random sentence, I'll give you a good example of what would be bad. So you could put here, LeBron has been a member of the Lakers for some time. Again, I don't know the exact amount of time, 3 years, I believe, but that doesn't matter. Notice the capital B in the word been. No good. So we're not putting capitals in the middle of sentences. We are not leaving our title short, and we are not doing our citations not the way I want them. If you do all of those things, and again, I will work with you in class the first time, and our first project will be, I'm going to grade it tough, and I have a whole rubric of which I'll show all of you on Monday so you know exactly what you're up against. But I'm going to grade the first one very, very tough. You'll be able to fix it, and then from then on, your second one on, you just make sure you follow all the instructions and follow all the rules. It's very simple. It's just a nice way to repackage information, all of the information that we've learned. Now, due dates. Typically, we will try, because I like Fridays to do them on a Friday. If you look at this particular project, we're going to do it on a Monday because we got bumped. So typically, it will be due a few days after it is assigned. In this case, it is going to be due, how do you check where the due date is? Is it on instructions? There it is. So you can see the due date is September 26th at 11:59. So I'm going to give you a little bit more time than I normally would. There's a little note here. You may work with a partner, but remember, if they make a mistake or hand it in late, you will both lose the points. So again, choose your partner wisely. Again, hopefully you will watch this video this weekend and you will come in Monday prepared. You may also start it. I'm going to post everybody's, both genetics and anatomy. I'm going to post all the projects in a few minutes. So if you want to kind of get a head start, then on Monday, you simply log in, pull it up, and I can double check and see how you're doing. So it is super easy. Follow the instructions, and you will have great grades, 100 on, we will do about 5 per quarter. So if you're with me for the whole year, that's going to be about 20 projects. And a nice 100 on them is amazing. And they will count for 30% of your grade. So they're definitely worth taking seriously. And again, if you have any questions on Monday, be sure and ask me, and I will be buzzing around and will be helping you. And good luck and be creative. See you then.